We're going to begin our discussion of nitriles by learning how to name them. Just to refresh you on the nitrile functional group, that is a C triple bonded to an N. The nitrogen does have a lone pair, and you don't always see that carbon drawn in, so in a skeletal structure, you might just see the nitrile written like that, or just condensed. So to name this, we're going to follow our basic naming rules with a couple slight variations. So let's do this by walking through an example. Let's say we want to name this compound here. Right, the first thing we want to do is find our parent chain, which is the longest continuous carbon chain. That contains the carbon of the nitrile. So one place sometimes people will mess this up is stopping here, but you want to include the carbon of the nitrile, number it, making the nitrile carbon carbon 1. So 6 carbons, the parent is hexane. And I'll show you in a second how to deal with the nitrile as being the parent functional group. So to generate the name, as always, we write our substituents alphabetically. So in this case, we have the bromo and the chloro. So we will do 3 bromo, 4 chloro. Now, in most cases, when we're dealing with a parent functional group, we drop the E from the parent name and add whatever ending we have for the functional group. But in the case of nitriles, you actually keep that E, so we write our parent name, hexane, and then append nitrile to the end. So this is 3 bromo, 4 chloro, hexane, nitrile. Now, in some cases, the nitrile may not be your parent functional group, in which case we're going to treat it as a substituent. And if that's the case, we call it a cyano group. Right, so let's look at an example of that. Okay, so if we want to name this, the parent functional group is now the carboxylic acid. That's our highest priority functional group. Later on, when we talk about naming carboxylic acid derivatives, I'll give you some more details as to how to prioritize all of the functional groups. But this is our highest priority functional group, meaning the CN group as a whole, that is a cyanosubstituent. So now when we highlight our parent chain, start at the carboxylic acid carbon, but now the longest carbon chain does not include the carbon of the nitrile because it's not the parent, it's a substituent. So now we'll number this, start at the carboxylic acid. So the parent with 4 carbons is butanoic acid. So now for the name, we do our substituents alphabetically, but there's just one. We have the 4-cyano butanoic acid.